Let's get things started. Ready? Go!
Hello and welcome to Bounding Into Comics. My name is John Trent. I'm the founder and editor-in-chief at Bounding Into Comics. Today I got a story about Andy Serkis, the director of Venom, There Be Carnage, claiming that the movie features Venom's LGBTQIA coming out party. Before I get to that, I'd like to ask you to please hit that subscribe button if you are not already subscribed. If you are already subscribed, please make sure you are still subscribed. YouTube does like to unsubscribe people for whatever reason. And I also encourage you to share this video with your friends and family as well. So as I was saying, Venom Let There Be Carnage director Andy Serkis recently claimed that the upcoming film features an LGBTQIA coming out party for Venom. Serkis spoke with Uproxx to promote the upcoming film, where he discussed the scene in the film where Venom goes to a rave. The director explained, "It was originally going to be a Carnival of the Damned, and it ended up being Tom had got to know Little Simz, who's a brilliant rapper and also stars in the movie, and she actually had made a song unbeknownst to her called Venom that connected very much with the first movie. And so Tom got in touch with her, and that song became sort of the focus. Well, Tom and co-writer Kelly Marcel were always about Venom coming out and going to a party that was a very sort of an LGBTQIA kind of festival, really, I'd call it. And so this is his coming out party, basically. This is Venom's coming out party." Uproxx writer Mike Ryan then pressed Serkis asking, "Well, like actually coming out? Because that's very interesting." Serkis responded saying, "Well, coming out, being out." Ryan then countered, "Well, you just compared it to LGBTQIA. That's very interesting." Serkis then explained, "Well, what is interesting is that it's just like, here he is kind of, he says in the movie, we must stop this cruel treatment of aliens. He said, you know, we all live on this ball of rock, you know." And so he inadvertently becomes a kind of, he's speaking for the other, he's speaking for freedom of the other. Ryan then stated, "And it's very obvious that Eddie and Venom are in love, like we all know that. They are in love." Serkis confirmed, absolutely, they do love each other, and that's the kind of the center of the movie is that love affair, that central love affair. In the production notes for the film, supplied by Sony Pictures, Serkis previously claimed the film is a love story, but not the love story you might think. He explained in the notes, "It's very much about the extraordinary relationship between symbiote and host. Any love affair has its pitfalls, its high points and low points. Venom and Eddie's relationship absolutely causes problems and stress, and they have a near hatred for each other. But they have to be with each other. They can't live without each other. That's companionship, love, the things that relationships are really about." Serkis would further describe the relationship between Eddie and Venom, saying, "It's Jekyll and Hyde. Eddie is rather arrogant, thinking life owes him a favor. Venom is the complete opposite, unfiltered, and speaking his mind totally." Serkis continued saying, "And they're trapped together. After meeting in the first movie, they've now got the 7-year itch. They've had enough of each other and can't wait to be apart." The director further elaborated on why Eddie and Venom break up, referring to a scene where the two argue in Eddie's apartment. He said, "The argument in the apartment is one of the first things we shot. For 2 years, these two have been living a frat party kind of life in Eddie's apartment, and he's sick and tired of his place being trashed. It's like living with an oversized toddler with no control whatsoever." And while Serkis claims that Eddie and Venom are in some kind of LGBTQIA relationship in this new interview with Uproxx, the film's producer, Avi Arad, notes that Eddie is still in love with Anne Wayne. Arad says, "As much as Eddie loves her, he does not know how to do it, which leads them to a breakup." Not only does Arad claim Eddie is still in love with Anne, but he also notes that Venom wants Anne to be part of their life as well because he sees himself as one with Eddie. Arad says, "On the other hand, Venom is far more romantic. He will do anything to have Anne in their lives because as far as he's concerned, Eddie and Venom are one. Venom is totally infatuated with her and wants her to be part of their little family. He's very protective. It's an interesting juxtaposition of a human and an alien. The alien shows better understanding of what his partner needs, which is quite unique." Following up on this in the production notes, Serkis would also state, "Venom holds a mirror up to Eddie, showing him who he really is, selfish, arrogant, egotistical, incapable of loving anybody but himself. Eddie and Venom can't be together, but also can't cope with being apart. He has to commit to Venom because he has no options. As for Eddie and Anne," Serkis says, "the undercurrent is that Eddie and Anne really do care for each other, but they are not suitable for each other because Eddie is only ever thinking about himself." I don't know about you, but I'm getting major Solo vibes from this Uproxx interview with Andy Serkis. If you remember in Solo, they announced leading up to the film that Lando Calrissian was a pansexual and was having a relationship with his robot that eventually becomes the part of the AI in the Millennium Falcon. Now, Serkis is claiming that Venom and Eddie Brock are in some kind of LGBTQI relationship with each other. That's just really weird and an absurd comparison to make, given that Eddie Brock has a long history of being attracted to women in the comics. He actually has a son with Anne Wang in the comics named Dylan Brock, and he dates multiple women, including Beck Underwood and a woman named Elizabeth, as seen in the Venom miniseries Venom Knights of Vengeance. Not only am I getting Solo vibes from this interview with Andy Serkis, but it also appears to be just blatant pandering in order to market the film, as Eddie Brock and Venom have never had this kind of relationship that Serkis claims that they have in the upcoming film. So it's almost like they don't even understand the character at all. If you don't understand the character, it's really hard to make a movie about that character, and your movie is more than likely going to suck. That's my thoughts on the matter. My name is John Trent, and you've been watching Bounding into Comics.